so anyways, my four categories are, I will tell you, and because we're going to have to close up soon. I had laryngitis, can't talk. I had neophyte, which is a beginner. And then I had the apprehensive explorer, which is really the intermediate painter. And the fourth one is the frozen. And really, any person can be frozen in any of those places. But it was sort of an overlapping thing. Some people feel that stronger in them, you know, and I mostly, I guess in my class, this is what I really want to work on, helping people. You know, most of the classes you sign up for are about how to learn to mix a color. You know, there are a lot of basic things that they will teach, and they may teach compositional principles. And then after they do that, you learn their technique. You follow their technique. And I've really been getting, I find a lot of people have these basic principles, but they lack confidence. Mm-hmm. And they lack this understanding that you need to explore, and have permission to do that. Yeah. And the skill that you learn in exploring and in making your own experiments up and varying them. Now, you mentioned with your kids, you were saying we're going to do this with the color, or we're going to, you know, and that's, you know, a way to kind of get them into thinking about it. But I think a person needs to get to the point that they're making their own experiments up, their own projects, their own things they're going to try, their own series they're going to work with, this idea, you know, to play with. And most of the time, people are just copying somebody's technique as if they're going to, and that's not going to really move them. I want to get them, that's what I really want to put my focus in. You know,
I'm glad you're doing that, Judith, because I've been working on the same thing myself. And I think it's so important. That's what's lacking in what's being taught, is letting people make their path, learning enough to have the confidence to create their own style. And so I'm really happy to hear that you're doing that. It's awesome. I think we need that out there, definitely.
Yeah, so that's kind of my goal. I don't think there's a magic bullet. One of the things that the apprehensive explorer feels is that they're missing something from somewhere else, outside there somewhere. There's something out there. And the big thing they have to come is they've got most 90% in their head already, you know, because making paintings is really, a small portion of it is really having to do with these basic principles and colors. The bulk of it is all this other stuff, this exploration and making experiments and having, that's like 80% of what it is to be an artist. It's not going to come from, you know, it's getting, and then, you know, looking at this thing, oh, this is ugly, I made this thing, it's really bad, I'll have to try something else, you know. And it's, I mean, and then to say, well, or say, well, this is interesting, maybe I can turn it upside down. It looks bad, you know, it just, or what part of this works, you know, just to be able to, and not to feel that it's outside of them, but it's in them. And part of it is that we're really not taught that in school ever. We're always, the grade comes from outside ourselves. The instruction comes from outside ourselves. I think when you get in, like when my son is getting a PhD, 3 of my 4 children are getting PhDs, and they're now doing their own research project. They had to make decisions about what they were going to study and then how they were going to go about doing it. And they were having to direct their own path. That's what a artist has to do.
And don't you think kids, even art kids, but even all kids, have to be able to have permission to do that so they can get excited about what they're learning, especially with art, but even with other subjects. They can go out and research and discover on their own and then come back and report it on what they've done. Then they become, they have ownership of what they've learned rather than memorizing some facts or copying a painting or, it's like, then it's like, okay, yeah, I did it, yay, but you don't have that personal attachment.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Hi. Okay, you know what? I forgot to tell you to take my free quiz. What is your number one painting limitation? Now, it's absolutely free. You can learn about what might be your number one painting limitation. I will review your quiz results and provide you with your own personal quiz results for free. Just click on the link below to take this 2 to 3 minute quiz, and your results will be delivered to you along with some tips on how you might overcome your limitations. I think you'll really like it. It's kind of a fun quiz. So anyway, Judith Reidy here from the Creative Zone.